We are officially in the new room. This was actually not the room I lived in when I lived with my parents in college. This was actually my younger brother's old room before they built the addition to the house. So the wall colors are his choice. Let me show you. This panel is blue. It's not on the side with the closet, but it's on this side. I don't mind blue, and honestly, most of the walls are white, which I love a lot more than gray. And I think the blue, if we tie it in, could be kind of oceany, if you will, because it's a little darker than I would usually pick for a room. I like more bright things. I like white walls and then adding colors in other spots. But it's better to have a room than not have a room at all. So I think the blue is going to be good. I feel like I just need to get used to it. And I think with fun things and light accents and things, I think our bed will actually make the blue look really bright instead of as dark. It also is nighttime, so I'm staring at it at night. I already have 2 paintings up on the wall. I'll go give you a little look. At first I was like, why is there a horse in here? And then I was like, wait, I kind of love the horse, especially with the painting that I wanted to put up, which was this beach one. This one was in my office and I wanted to hang it on the wall and I never got around to it, but I kept it and now I really like it. I feel like it's kind of crooked, but I don't really care that much. I do think they actually go really well together. It's kind of mountain-esque, Western, but then also beachy, which I do like the beach. I like the mountains and the beach, but I feel like it kind of ties together. The horse is so far in so that when you open the door, you can still see it and it's not behind the door. So that is kind of a nice feature, but let me show you the paintings. This is what the horse looks like. I'm really obsessed with it now, so I'm gonna definitely be keeping it in the room. And then this is the little beach. As you can tell, there's no bed in this room, and this room is an actual disaster. I just got done with the bathroom because we finally got our toiletry box, so I kind of unpacked all of that. We kind of have a different setup. We have drawers instead of doors that open. The drawers are nice, but I think we're gonna need to get some little bins for Mitchell's side. I'll show you kind of why. I had a lot of bins for my stuff, but I feel like if there's not bins for Mitchell's stuff, it's gonna kind of all fall into the drawer. I did have to put some of our stuff in the little side closet, which my mom had cleared a couple of shelves, but I was hoping to keep that for, we have these little bins that carry batteries and random things like that. So I was hoping to keep it for that, but if not, then they'll just have to be some of the toiletry stuff. They won't all fit in the bathroom. I also got a shower caddy, and I'll show you why, because I feel like it kind of makes sense why we got a shower caddy. My mom also had these hooks hanging up to hang your towels in bathrobes, so those are nice. But let's go do the tour of the bathroom before I kind of address this room. I'm in the bathroom now, so this is kind of what the sinks look like. I feel like this is kind of what we'll keep on top. Probably, I had a little cute jar for my toothbrushes, so I feel like I will probably have that back at some point. I don't know where it is. This is the state of Mitchell's drawer right now. As you can see, I feel like we need some bins. Let me just give you a comparison of this to this. It's still a little messy for my liking, but it's definitely a little more organized. And definitely this drawer is this is where the tall stuff, but this looks I feel a lot better. There's a lot of little things this or this that I feel could be put into some form of organizer, so it's not just all around. I feel like this is gonna get lost, I feel like. My hair tools did not fit in the drawer, so they currently sit right here. I don't love it, but I don't think there's anywhere else for them to go. I did try hanging this right here on this hook and it looked really cluttered, or over here on this hook, but it also looked really cluttered. The thing about the hooks on the side, when you open this glass door, because it goes this way, the air immediately comes in, so I have to hang my towel over there. So I'm leaving that one empty for when people are actually showering. You can hang your towel there, and then when you open the door, you can quickly grab it without it getting too cold. This is the first time my towels actually had a hook, because most of the other bathrooms we've been in has only had one, and then Mitchell gets it, and then I've always had some random thing to hang my towel on. So this is actually pretty nice. Up here on the shelf, I just have tissues. I do need to put Q-tips in this one, but cotton pads, any kind of lippy I have in here. And then the lotion and hair products are just too big to fit in these drawers. So I feel like they're best over there. In the shower, there's not much room on the floor, so I didn't want anything to be down there. It really makes it cluttered and you can't really walk. That's the only little shelf that we have in this bathroom, so I felt like that wasn't enough stuff. This is what we have currently in here. I have my little razor on here, some soap. We have the little scrub pad, and then there's multiple hooks if I need more. Shampoo and conditioner, face wash, body wash, and then other. This is our deep hair care, and then shampoo for Mitchell. I do like how this little over the door hanger has lots of space. for extra stuff, because this isn't typically all the stuff we put in here. This was kind of the travel stuff. So I'm glad that there's more room now and that this space is open in case maybe we put like a couple razors there or something. And then also the floor is empty. This is the best spot I found for the laundry. So I have one basket for darks, one basket for whites. It's kind of mixed up right now, but you know, it'll get there eventually. And that's the bathroom tour. So let's go back into the other bedroom so I can show you what we got to get done in there. First, the issue in here is to get this closet more organized. When we first came, I kind of cleared the floor and stuffed a lot of things in there. So now I have to like pull it out. And I feel like both of the closets that we're going to be using have a lot less hanging space. So I have to figure out how I'm going to fold everything. There's a lot of space, but it's just like more things may be folded than they were before. So I need to decide what needs to be hung up. On the top, we've already put some of this storage stuff. That's going to be stuff like bags that we aren't using every time. We have like our ski helmets up there, cameras, things that we don't want in storage, but things we don't really need down, because we just don't have like a full house of space like we used to. As you can see, there is just like a ton of folding space, and there's lots of space in each of these like little cubbies, and it kind of just continues down to the floor. There is less space for shoes on the floor as like we used to have, but shoes is just going to be an issue in general, I feel like. So that is a later me problem. This is the one hanging rack that's in this closet, and then it's just cubbies on the bottom again. As you can see, like this doesn't belong in the closet because I'll have to have clothes here, but I put it here for the time being. But that's kind of what this closet looks like. This is the second closet. It does have a lot more hanging space, but it also is outside of our bedroom that we'll be sleeping in. So I feel like Mitchell is probably going to be better for this closet only because he does get up earlier. This area is the only area that's like the longest for dresses. So I'll probably have to use some of this space just for some of my dresses. Mitchell will probably have most of this hanging space and this hanging space. And then he'll probably have all of this folding space as well as his. So most of this will be his closet. We do also have this dresser. We've never had a dresser before, but I feel like this will be really nice. Currently, Colt is using this drawer as his little storage drawer. And then I think Mitchell will have like things in there. We'll see how we use this, but it is nice to have a dresser. I really can't remember if I showed you in the last house, but the last house we were in was basically all hanging space, like barely any folding space. So I feel like this is definitely a switch. And I kept all the hangers because I thought, I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. Because last time when we moved to North Carolina, I pulled everything off the hangers, I folded everything, and it was a real hassle to put things back on a hanger when we got there. This time I kept them on hangers, and now I feel like we have less hanging space. So I feel like there will actually be less things hanging and more things folded. So I have to kind of make that adjustment now. I'm pretty sure it's going to all fit. Like, I feel like it's definitely going to all fit. It's just going to be how to organize it so it's like easy to see everything. I definitely am a like out of sight, out of mind type of person, which is why sometimes I like a very open concept closet. But we will make do. And because a lot of my stuff was hanging over the last years, I like color coded it. And I'm not really sure how that's going to work out with folding everything. I'm trying to think. Like, obviously I feel like t-shirts are all going to be in one stack. Sweatshirts all in one stack. Pants all in one stack. But then past that I'm like, wait, how should I organize this? Oh, I need the scissors. I left them over there. I was going to try and save all these bags, but I think it's a lost cause because of the way I had to tie them. So we're just going to cut them open. I really think this is the worst first bag to open, but we're going to go for it. I opened this bag for this jacket. It's my Letterman jacket from when I was at Montana State. And now I'm thinking that this could actually be hung in the coat section. We have like, my parents have a coat section in their mudroom. So we actually have a space to hang up our coats, which is something we haven't had in the past. We've never like had a mudroom. So that'll be nice. So I actually grabbed this so that I could put this in here in the back. But now I'm thinking that could go over in that area. So maybe this was a terrible bag to choose because the only other thing in here is scarves. And I think scarves are going to go in a bin of some kind now instead of hanging on a hanger. So we're going to set this aside because this is a bad bag to choose. If you're new here and you're wondering why I have a Letterman, I was on the Montana State Spirit Squad for all 4 years of my college and I was on the dance team. So that's how I got a Letterman, is being an athlete. I don't know. But that's the sport I played essentially. This is the hard part, is I'm so used to everything being hung that I'm like, oh, well, this has to be hung. And I'm looking at that little thing and I'm like, well, not everything can be hung. Okay, so this is like an easy one, some pants. These are definitely going to be folded. I also have these bins. Let me see where these bins will fit. And maybe I'm not going to be able to. No! Are you serious? Okay. This is the only shelf that the bins will fit on. Okay. You know what? Progress, progress. At least we know. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Okay, pants. Let's just put pants like that. Because I feel like hanging things was always kind of a hassle. So I feel like I actually might like the folding better. But then also I feel like when you pull something out, it's staying the stack is going to be kind of harder. So we'll have to see. But I used to have my sweaters folded and it wasn't that big of a problem. So if I can do my sweaters, I feel like I can do any other piece of clothing. Speaking of sweaters, I think sweaters, because I have a lot of them. Yeah, I think they should go on the shelf under the pants because I feel like I have a lot of sweaters. This is going to get very messy before this even gets slightly remotely clean. Oh, this is all socks on top. Okay. Let's do this. I've always had my socks in like these little bins, but then I'm also like, now I have a dresser, so should I put my socks in the dresser? What do I also want tucked away in the dresser? Like, what do I use the least? Workout clothes should definitely go in the dresser because I don't work out as often as I should. But I want to start working out, so maybe I will use them more often. I feel like the workout stuff will go in the dresser only because I feel like they don't fit well in the bins. So I think socks should go in the bins. No, maybe I should put swimsuits in the bin. But swimsuits could also go in the dresser now too. This is a complicated thing. But I also have tights that could go in the dresser. But tights could go with socks because the dresser's pretty big. We'll go see. We're gonna go see. I'm really hoping you don't fall because you're balancing on a fan right now. But I feel like this drawer is pretty big. Hopefully, I'm just really hoping like my socks and my tights will all fit into one drawer. Excuse the hair, we're moving today. So obviously we just need to put it up and get it out of my face. There is actually nothing on the floor except for the bed because hopefully we're getting the bed in here today. So I cleared out everything that was in this room and put it in what was the like family room. But I'll show you a kind of empty room tour before we put the bed in. When you walk in from the hallway, this is kind of what the room looks like just initially. Is the blue walls on this side, and then this is the other side that I showed you guys, which is the side with the closet and the paintings. The nice thing about this room, it has this like little shelf. So as you can see, we just have like some things on the shelf already. Our little jelly cat, some cup holders. Because I don't know if we're gonna be able to have side tables. So I have some cup holders here so we don't damage like this would. For today, we're gonna go to our Uboxes and unpack most of the Ubox stuff. Actually, all of the Ubox stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're gonna unpack all of the Ubox stuff, take the stuff to storage that needs to go to storage, which I'll show you guys like kind of what the storage that we got. Actually, maybe I won't show you the storage because that's why it's secure. And then we'll be bringing anything else back here with us. I think we still have some boxes and I think we still have some clothes. I know we definitely have some boxes because I haven't seen too many of my shoes. I want to say it's about 9 a.m. So we have lots of time today to get all of this done. I think we can get it done because we're going to have me, Mitch, my dad, and then my mom later. So I think we'll have enough people to get it done. And then we're going to have like 3 cars. So hopefully we can get everything put into the 3 cars and make like as many storage runs as we can. Speaking of storage units, so we actually have our storage unit through U-Haul. And we had made a reservation online, and then when we went into the place where it said we had a reservation, they said they only do walk-ins. So they actually recommended us to a further away one, but it's kind of actually closer to where our stuff currently is. So we're doing our storage through that different U-Haul, but that U-Haul is actually a lot nicer. So it actually kind of worked out that we have like more like security and stuff for our stuff. And it kind of has like an alarm on our unit, so we have to disarm our unit before we like put anything in, and it checks you in and out, which is really nice. So I'm glad we went with that spot. We had done our storage units later in the week, but earlier in the week we had gone and tried to get access to our Uboxes. We kind of thought that they were just going to be out in the U-Haul area when we pulled up, and they weren't. So we had to talk to someone to get them out, and then they said it was going to be 24 hours until the units could be available. So that was kind of frustrating. So then we don't deal with anything else with the Uboxes for that day. We were like thinking about going and checking on our storage unit, and we didn't, which we should have, because then the next day when we checked on it, obviously the whole non-reservation thing happened and we had to switch where our unit or storage unit was. We go back 24 hours later and they still don't have the Uboxes out, which was really frustrating. But then that time, it only took them 5 minutes to get the Uboxes out. So we did make some small runs to the Uboxes and to storage this week, but we just haven't made enough. So having all 3 people today and all 3 cars are hopefully going to empty the rest of the Uboxes. We've made it to the storage unit. Let me give you a tour of what we got so far. This is one cart, but we're waiting to put this in, and then we have some other stuff. We're trying to get all of these like little black and white totes so they can go in the back right there. Is that what I said?
These are black and white. They're black and yellow.
Oh, I thought I said yellow. Here they are. So these are all going to go in like the back because they're going to be the least accessed. And we obviously already have a lot in here. I feel like it looks a lot more crowded than it did, but I think this is going to look a lot more organized in a second. Coffee over clothes is probably the worst idea, but as you can see, we have a bed now, which is so exciting. I actually do feel like the bed really does brighten up the room, and I actually love it with the blue. This is what I was trying to picture in my head. I get really impatient about picturing things. Like, I'll picture it in my head and I'm like, okay, but like, is it gonna look like that in person? Because I thought it would look exactly like this. Like, I thought it would look good, but I was like, so overthinking if this I was gonna hate the blue walls for some reason. But now that I'm here, honestly, they're not as dark, I feel like, in the daylight as I thought they were. I also thought this room had a way smaller window. It has like a huge window, which is really, really nice, because I thought this was gonna have like the tiny window, so I thought this room was gonna be super dark as well, but it's super bright. The gray bed with the white sheets and then the blue walls. I feel like it looks so good. Let me just like show you. I feel like this is the best corner to show you how like big the window is, and then like the gray bed and then the blue walls and then obviously the white bedding. But I feel like the room looks really bright. The first bag I have down here I think is purely coats, and coats aren't gonna go in here, so I grabbed a different bag, so hopefully we can have something to put in this closet or the other closet. I feel like I'm starting to find a way to organize it, but I wouldn't say like I found truly a way to organize it. Part of me is feeling like I'm gonna need to just get like everything in here and then organize it later. Currently what's in my closet, like over here I have like my blazers and then like jackets and then some sweaters. This is the kind of thing that if it has a very like slick material and things are just gonna like slide off of it, I'm just gonna hang up so that I feel like the piles don't get truly destroyed so easily. I think if there is something like that in a pile, it's just gonna fly out of the pile. These pants are an example of something I would prefer to have hung, since I used to hang all my stuff in the previous closets I've had. This is just gonna need a little more like ironing now, or maybe like a little steam to get the wrinkles out. I think this like wrinkles pretty easily if I remember correctly. Honestly, the best move right now is just to get it in here and we'll organize it later. I think I'm also gonna have like more space here under this hanging clothes, so I don't know if I might put like purses there maybe. There's also like this huge part at the top that currently I have like our little travel bags, and then I have tote bags, which I feel like should stay with us in case we need those. And then, but I also do have ski helmets up there, and there's no snow, so I think I'm gonna go put the ski helmets in storage today at some point. And I have a couple of cameras that I don't use every time, so I think I'm gonna relocate those as well.